The greatest legacy one could give a child is that of a good education. The Office of Education is charged with the great responsibility of guiding the learning experience of the children and youth in its care, and creating an environment where they can develop mentally, physically, and spiritually. Our goal is to prepare them for the present life and life with Jesus in the earth made new. Additionally, the thrust of the Office of Education is to engage all members and community friends in a stimulating arena to strengthen these faculties. The conference facilitated a school board training to promote excellence in leadership. In June 2012, Dr. Harold Lee, director of the Bradford Cleveland Brooks Leadership Center on the campus of Oakwood University, was the presenter at our workshop. His presentation honed in concepts in leadership and policies, which were well received by the school board members. The church education secretaries serve as the link between the church and the school. The education secretary has the important role of helping the local church congregation to minister to the children and youth of our church. Some of the vital duties performed during the quadrennium were keeping records of the children and youth in the church family, promoting Adventist Christian education, and together with a designated elder, making recommendations to the church to provide financial aid for needy students by working within the church budget and trying to find solutions to help parents who need help when funds were no longer available in the church budget. Providing support to parents of infants and supplying, on behalf of the principal of Bahamas Academy, at the infant's dedication, a discount of $100 on tuition, and conducting and facilitating stimulating seminars for the entire church. The Bahamas Seventh-day Adventist Educators Association was established to give support to all Seventh-day Adventist educators. Dr. Pansy Hamilton Brown has been at the helm for the quadrennium. Dr. Brown, along with a small team of dedicated educators, has been able to continue with the association's mission to stimulate educators in an atmosphere of support and camaraderie. Those who attended the meetings were inspired through prayer breakfasts, socials, and seminars. Contributing in a significant way to our programs for the quadrennium were Dr. Kathy Ann Antonio, Dr. John Carey, Dr. Willard Barr, Mr. Mika Mambi, Mrs. Rowena Smith, Mrs. Lena Monroe, and Dr. Lavonda Smith. A highlight of the quadrennium was the panel discussion on segregated education. Although the membership has not increased, we continue to recruit for the sustainability of the association. Bahamas Academy, the hallmark of Seventh-day Adventist Christian education in the South Bahamas Conference, stands as the crucible for student development. At the beginning of the quadrennium, a fine team of administrators piloted our noble institution. They were Principal, Mr. Anthony Burrows, Vice Principals, Mrs. Allison Garcia and Joan Scavella, Senior Master, Mr. Winston Simonet, Senior Mistress, Mrs. Elmore Jacques, Business Manager, Mr. Okel Damascus, and Coordinator of the Early Learning Center, Mrs. Diane Jones. During the quadrennium, changes in personnel resulted in Mr. Neil McKinney serving as Business Manager and Mrs. Elmore Jacques as Vice Principal, along with Dr. Lavonda Smith as Senior Mistress. During the period, one educational worker retired, Mrs. Rowena Smith, after 40 years of exceptional service. Bahamas Academy purposefully embraces the quotation, "Education and redemption are one." It is no surprise that the spiritual development of our students is of marked interest to all stakeholders. Over the 4-year period, students have given their hearts to Jesus and have made him their forever friend. They have shown their commitment to him in baptisms, through the biannual weeks of prayer, Bible studies, prayer walk, class worship, and chapel services. Mrs. Natalie Roberts assumed chaplaincy at the Academy in August 2014. She has contributed well to the spiritual life of the school and now moves with fervor to engage the school in a slate of activities to strengthen the spiritual growth of our students. During July 17th to August 3rd, 2014, 4 students accompanied other students from our union on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic. They attended under the careful guidance of sponsors throughout the union. Mr. Earl Thomas, a teacher at Bahamas Academy, served as the chief sponsor of our union. Although they were in an unfamiliar culture, the effort resulted in the baptism of 9 persons and the planting of a new church. For the past 4 years, Bahamas Academy students have demonstrated their ability to stand on par with the nation's best academic achievers. The Office of Education started continuing education for adults who faced challenges in literacy. Parents of Bahamas Academy were the recipients of a Seminar of the Decade. Presenters such as Mr. Vibert Williams, CEO of Nagico Insurance, Dr. Lavonda Smith, Senior Mistress of Bahamas Academy, and Dr. Pansy Hamilton Brown, they skillfully catered to the issues of the day on topics such as pay now or pay later, conflicts in children's psychological development, and cultivating an academic culture in the home. Professional development affords our educational staff the opportunity to improve instruction and impact academic achievement in a positive way. In addition to ongoing in-house seminars, our staff engaged in a number of activities that facilitated professional development. Among them were a 2-day seminar on August 10th to 12th, 2012, with brain function specialist Dr. Arlene Taylor, a renowned Seventh-day Adventist educator in North America. In the seminars, Dr. Taylor introduced strategies on how to manage our students' brain energy more effectively by design. Seminar on Integration of Faith and Learning, sponsored by the Office of Education on February 25, 2013. The Union-wide Teachers Convention held in Miami, Florida during July 14 to 17th. Educators were exposed to cutting-edge information to enhance learning, and they shared in the recreational activities offered by our union. The Academy participated in the division-wide Education Congress in Cancun, Mexico on September 10th to 13th, where approximately 800 educators met to look critically at Seventh-day Adventist education. Delegates left charged with the passion and determination of the presenters to continue this great work of education. 15 teachers, including staff members, formed the first Bahama Host training cohort for Bahamas Academy. The conference willingly facilitated the Office of Education in this project. Senior trainer in the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Lionel Elliott, inspired our workers. All 15 workers graduated with upper-class honors. The long-awaited move to the new campus on Marshall Road was realized in this quadrennium. After taking the mantle of leadership, Pastor Paul Scavella, president of the conference, along with fellow administrators and the anxious and eager team at the Academy, were determined to move into the new edifice. This ecstatic move was realized on September 15th, 2011. We are forever grateful to the former administration for the vision and energy that was expended to carry out the project. The VBA, through the valiant and vibrant leadership of Mr. Winston Ash, gave of their time and talent without asking for much, and so the Academy remains grateful to them. To date, VBA is still working on the school simply because of the conference's loyal financial support. The benefits of labor became a reality when in November 2012, under the theme From Good to Great, Bahamas Academy held its Centennial Gala and the official opening of the school. It was a proud and thankful moment for all stakeholders. A prayer in progress for over a decade. Former administrators Dr. Hugh Roach and Dr. Cheryl Roll were the patrons of the Centennial Gala, while our guest speaker for the dedication service was Dr. Trevor Gardner, president of Northern Caribbean University. Dr. Leonard Johnson, president of the Atlantic Caribbean Union, declared the building open. The conference continues to service a $1.1 million loan at a payment of $10,000 per month. We move in God's assurance to pay off this loan. Under the guidance of Mr. Dion Stewart, National Program Coordinator of the Global Environment Facility and Small Grants Program, our school embarked on a beautification and conservation project. This was realized with a current grant of $13,875 awarded on October 24, 2013. This GEF-SGP grant included all elements for Bahamas Academy to become a certified eco-school through the local eco-school program implemented by BRIEF. This phase of the grant supports the following deliverables: the creation of the BA Green Corridor in front of the elementary division with an additional 5 lunch benches for students, the installation of a rainwater harvesting, guttering, and water catchment system with a 1,200-gallon capacity, planting of approximately 20 native Bahamian species of plants on the campus to increase the native plant biodiversity, construction of a raised bed garden for each grade level at the elementary division using the backyard gardening kits from the Ministry of Agriculture, raising awareness of eco-schools and environmental conservation for teachers and students through collaboration with Bahamas Reef Environment and Education Foundation. Our union is in dialogue with Northern Caribbean University to establish a campus in the Bahamas. This dialogue includes setting up the proper protocols. In conclusion, I express profound gratitude to an awesome God who has been faithful to the Office of Education during these most active years of the quadrennium. I am also indebted to the members of our school board for the guidance and support given to this great work of education. To the former and present administrators of the school, teachers, staff, parents, students, PTA officers, and education secretaries, your unwavering commitment to Seventh-day Adventist education is admirable. I also express appreciation to Mrs. Anique Brennan, who completed a feasibility study for the establishment of an extension campus of Northern Caribbean University in the South Bahamas Conference. My gratitude extends to my predecessor, Dr. Cheryl Roll, who with an unflinching commitment to Seventh-day Adventist education guided me during the quadrennium. She has been a consistent source of wisdom and encouragement. I also appreciate the hard work of Mrs. Bridget Bastian and Miss Dawn Forbes. These ladies carefully ensured that the tasks given were executed in a professional manner. Our duty is to give each child an education that cannot be completed in this life, but that will be continued in the life to come. An education that secures to the successful student his passport from the preparatory school of earth to the higher grade, the school above. When this is done, we are bound to meet our students in heaven.